the original 1996 round nose fish, 25-year anniversary edition. A good time to make a little statement and a little fanfare and celebrate this little board that sort of put us on the map and made everything possible for us, really. Thanks to Chris Ward and Corey Lopez and the crew who took this thing out and ripped the shit out of it all those years ago. We found a couple older ones, a couple originals of Corey's laying around. Sort of use that as the basis. We wanted to, respectfully stay very close and respectful of the original, but I also took a little bit of liberties and kind of fine-tuned and updated some of the curves to make sure that it was a little bit cleaner and smoother and, dare say, better than the original. But yeah, it is what it is. It's based off of Corey's 1996 5.5 by 19 1/4, and it's right off the design and the ideas that basically when Chris challenged me to make him a fish in the fall of '94 actually, and after about a year or so of working on them, this is kind of what was really the board that they wrote all through 1996 and stacked all the clips in Hawaii and around the world to make the movie that came out a year later, 5.5 19 1/4. I think more than anything, the kind of inherent magic in this board was that it didn't have a ridiculously wide tail. Most fish over the years, whether it was even the Peterson Fireball that was already being developed at that time, or a Steve Liss San Diego kind of fish, they have a really wide tail, big swallows, and they're almost hard to control. They're designed for a different kind of surfing. But this board, when we first made it, and even now, the tail at 12 inches is pretty much the same width as a performance shortboard. It's 14 3/4, 15-inch wide tail with a fairly pulled in swallow. I wouldn't call it narrow, but it's definitely not wide. So from here back, it's kind of a performance outline. By not having too much surface area back here, you could really control it and twist it and turn it into tighter positions than, say, a traditional fish. It's got a really low tail rocker, but once again, it goes from a single concave to V in the tail, which gives the rail line plenty of arc from the front foot out to behind the back foot, which also lends to turning and maneuvering up and down the wave in tighter positions, pumping in tubes, vertical surfing, because it does have enough curve, because there's that somewhat dramatic change from concave across the center where the rail line is up here to V behind the back foot where the rail line is now down here. So it contrasts with the stringer line, which kind of stays very mellow and straight all the way through, giving you the speed and drive. The nose rocker has always been a decent amount of bend, especially in the front 12 to 18 inches. There's enough release up here and bend that when you put the board on a rail, it pushes back at you and comes around. Backside or front side, it can take a steep drop, it can go vertical and not catch, because there's a decent little bend up there. The speed and the glide is here, it's really straight through here. It's flat and it's fast, and the outline also is pretty straight through here. One interesting thing is the nose and tail. We didn't really talk about it at the time, and I might not have even known it when I realized it when I did it, but it's kind of a double ender, meaning the nose and tail at 12 inches are damn near the same width. When we redeveloped it over the course of the last year, I made sure that pretty much every stock size from 5.0 to 6.6, the nose and the tail are essentially the same width, whether it's 15-inch and 15-inch, or on a big giant one, it might be 15.5, or on the little ones, even less. But what that does is a double-ended outline. It gives a lot of balance, between drive and maneuverability, especially good in the drive department. Guys like Wayne Lynch and Dave Parman are, worked with double-enders for decades and kind of developed the design, at least from my self-education. Anyways, we kind of finished the board up with a design ideas in the construction, we use a thin stringer. It's a 2-ply stringer instead of a 3-ply stringer, which keeps the blank really flexy and lively underfoot. We use a standard weight foam to counterbalance the thin stringer, and then we put a light glass shrub on it, like a single layer of 6 on the deck with nice firm standard foam. We put a nice little volant patch on the tail, 4-ounce volant for strength and some visible, structure. And then on the bottom we use really good 4-ounce direct size to hold it all together. We paired it with some little mini logos that we've been using the last year or so, little mini Mayhem, mini Lost. So it's not too in your face and obnoxious. Kind of fits the diminutive size of the board. Yeah, it's designed to be ridden as a 2+1. This is the Roundhouse Fish 96. Reverence towards the original, but not so statically adhered to everything. And it kind of features, a little bit of updates and fine tuning over 25 years of building surfboards since that time.